When you have a child diagnosed with cancer, your world is turned upside down instantly. In those 4 words, your child has cancer.
It's hard enough to see a child with any disease and then add into the mix there that, oh yeah, by the way, that's your child.
When you get handed that card, the family goes through just this horrible storm. But everything else is going on. Life is going on around you.
From there, one or both parents stops working. There's 24 hours a day in the hospital for 2, 3, 4 weeks, sometimes months.
I had quit my job. That was a no-brainer. We knew right away that, one of us was going to be with Jen around the clock.
There are co-pays for medications. At one point, Savannah was on 19 different medications a day, and it adds up very, very quickly.
You then have concerns, and the bills come flying in, and the mail and everything, and you don't even want to go to the mailbox after a while.
Those financial commitments can be devastating.
So to do fun things, we're at the bottom of the list. We were lucky that we could make the payments and make the bills, but still keep that facade that everything was going to be okay.
These kids get this disease and all they want to do is go out and play with other kids, and all of a sudden they're in the hospital and they can't. Both of our families have been infected in that way. We want to get more involved. As we started visiting Roswell Park, visiting the kids, and eventually got to the point, we started to see a need. That need was to help these families and help these kids get through their process of treatment and everything else, and the PUNT Foundation was born.
A lot of organizations focus on research and finding a cure, and we saw a need to focus on the kids, the patients that are actually going through it, and helping them just be kids and bringing a smile to their faces.
The Brian Moorman PUNT Foundation focuses all financial donations to the Western New York area to assist directly with the families for the needs.
Brian and Amber and their group listen, and they find out what people need and what would help a family.
He does things that are going to touch the family and make a difference because he goes up on the floor and meets the families, and gets to know them personally and knows what they need.
Obviously, when you're diagnosed with cancer, not only as an individual, but as a family as a whole, there's a lot of financial hardship, stress. The PUNT Foundation helped us with Christmas one year with extraordinary gifts, not just for James, but myself and James' siblings, and it was absolutely wonderful.
And the one thing about kids with cancer is it doesn't just affect the child that is having cancer, it drastically affects the other children as well. But Brian recognizes that, and he'll come in and, pay attention to all of them.
You've got to have someone who really cares running the foundation. Brian and his wife Amber and Kathy, they're genuine people who honestly care, and you can't fake it. Brian will show up to the hospital and come see us in our weakest moments, see us in our beds fighting this disease, and he actually makes a huge difference, more so than I think he'll ever know.
I would say as important as Chad's treatments, as his medications, as his surgeries, therapy, everything, the Brian Moorman Foundation and Brian himself gave Chad so much because it lifted his spirits, it afforded him a chance to forget, he kept his family together.
This organization supports the family, not just a child, not just research, but family.
And that's what I believe Brian is aiming for, to help the families, not just the kids, to help the families get through the times that they're going through.
And things like food cards and gas cards are going to be a huge relief to these families who are focusing on how they can possibly pay off huge medical bills.
Near the end of my brother's battle with cancer, we still got to take advantage of some of the things that took that little bit of stress off of my parents financially to be able to, enjoy times with my brother.
One of those programs, say for instance, is our game day program. And what we do is we buy a suite at the Bills Stadium. The kids come to the game and they're able to sit inside because of their treatments. And this is something that maybe they'd never be able to do otherwise.
They provided an escape for us, which we would never ever had an opportunity to do that with as a family, to be in a situation like that. We were just so thrilled with it, and we thoroughly enjoyed it and have great memories and pictures of it all.
I got to go off and have fun with other kids and just forget for a little bit. You get to go enjoy fun stuff or hang out with people like that are going through the same thing.
To have the opportunity to be able to give this to the families, you have to do fundraisers. The amount of people that have become volunteers and helped to pull off, say, their wine tasting event, it takes many people to make a difference and to work together. I volunteer. The joy I see from making a difference in somebody's life fulfills me. It makes me happy to know that if you slow down and take a minute, you can really make a difference in somebody's life.
We are so lucky
Hi.
to be here with her where she is today. Right?
Yeah.
The PUNT Foundation uses every penny it has to go directly to the families. It's not for research. It's not something that's going to happen 10 years down the road. Whatever is in the coffers of the PUNT Foundation goes directly to the families today.
Cancer is not going away, unfortunately. We're working on it, but this foundation helps families who are already there get through it, because once it's here, it has to be dealt with.
You really are dealing hands-on with the patient and their family and the people who are immediately affected and the areas in which they're immediately affected.
I would love to see this organization grow in the future to help families through the Northeast and around the country. But for right now, every dollar is spent right here in the Buffalo, Rochester area, helping families with children with cancer.
In the end, the reality of the business I'm in is I can't play football forever, but the PUNT Foundation can last forever if we get it to that point. It's about these kids. And the great thing is we have so many great volunteers. We have a great board in place and people that just want to help.
We would love to see this grow by leaps and bounds. You know, I feel like we're just touching the surface to what we can actually accomplish.